What's up, everybody? It's Ian here with Miller Garage, and we are continuing the Airstream salon renovation. And today I am working on the air conditioners and mainly on the bottom side, and like installing the shroud and all of that. Now, I had put it all in there, and I went to just mock up the shroud and see how it all looked and fit on there, and noticed that there was a bit of a problem. So I'll get some close-up footage of this, but essentially the AC sits on the roof, on the skin, and then there is supposed to be some, aluminum, or originally it was like these, well, I say originally, I don't actually know, because on the previous Airstream I did, it had just square tubing, or rectangular tubing, that was about 1.5 inches that spaced out the lower section of the shroud that basically the long bolts run through, and that holds the AC on. But I noticed on this one, and I saw it initially, and I was concerned that it was going to be an issue, but they used some just 1-inch aluminum L bracket on it, and basically is what that does is it makes it to where it is not even with the skin, so you can't put the shroud on. Because when it was on there, I held the shroud up and it couldn't even get the screws to reach the mounting points on the shroud. Let me grab that real quick. So this is the shroud, or the lower plenum or shroud, or whatever you want to call it, and that goes up there, and that's actually supposed to be pretty close to the same position as where the skins are, which the ribs are they're just under 1 3/4 inches, and like I said, they use 1-inch angle on it. So I'm gonna have to go back and basically fix that problem. And what I have come up with as a solution is I got just some 1.5 inch flat bar. This is like, I think, 1/16 or 1/8 thick. Not that it really matters, but I'm going to just rivet that in to extend that spacer to where it is the correct length. And so that will solve the problem. It'll space that out to where everything will be where it needs to be, and the shroud will go on, and everything will work properly. So like I said, I cut these, and I've already pre-drilled the holes, and I'm just gonna drill into the spacer that was installed by another shop, and then rivet it in, and then that will solve the problem. Now, I already have the electrical wired up, which is why this is just kind of hanging here. So that's relatively straightforward. If you don't know anything about electricity, hire an electrician, because you don't want to kill yourself or burn down your trailer. But it's very straightforward. Black wire goes to black wire, white wire goes to white wire. That's your positive, your neutral, and then your ground, which is your green wire, goes to, guess what, the green wire. Like I said, relatively straightforward. But again, if you're nervous about electrical, get somebody to help you. Get an electrician who, somebody who's an electrician should be able to figure this out. Somebody that knows RVs is better to help you with like your total system. I actually have somebody who helps me with stuff as well, because that's an area that I'm like, I just want to be 100% sure on. It's a big deal. But yeah, so we're gonna get rocking on fixing this problem, and then we will install that shroud, and then I'll be able to see what it's gonna look like with that on there. Because as you can see, we have the rear end cap, I guess is it copper? Yeah, that is copper. It's not actually copper, it's copper anodized aluminum, but that is in. It's looking awesome. I have pretty much all of the rear half of the trailer, the walls done. You got the lights in. I detail that install in the part 2 of the interior walls video. And so go check that out to check out what all I use for that. But I'm just like stoked with how this is looking. It's just, yeah, it looks really good. So really happy with everything. And I am ready to be back at it we had a bunch of stuff going on. We had like a birthday. My dad came in town. He brought the flu with him, and then 4 out of the 5 kids got sick. And if you have kids and you understand what that is like, you'll understand and have sympathy and know why I'm wanting to get back to work after that. It's just not fun. So here we are, and I'm gonna, like I said before that I went on this rabbit trail, I'm gonna get working on this and we're gonna fix this problem. All right, so we got that flange on there, and it is now even with the skin. It's overlapping on it here a little bit, which isn't a big deal because the main shroud is going to go on there, and that just covers everything else up. From here, we're going to bolt this puppy back up, and then the final shroud should go on and be positioned properly. So whenever you are installing an air conditioner on an Airstream, you want to make sure that it's spaced properly and that the lower flange is even with the skins. And it can be overlapping the skins. It's not a big deal if it does that, or slightly underneath it. Because on this side it's slightly underneath it, but whenever we put the outside flange on, the control unit basically, then that will basically just bring everything up and it'll be all even and it'll look great. So that's just one thing you definitely need to make sure you're doing. Like I said, you can use, I would suggest doing like the rectangular 1.5 inch tubing, the aluminum tubing, because that's going to provide you the most structure whenever it's in there. The angle stuff, I mean, it'll work, but that square tubing will provide a lot more structure, because I mean, these things are heavy and you don't want that thing just kind of moving around up there. One of the things that it can do is it can pop rivets, because if it's moving and then the skins are flexing, that can put tension and stuff on the rivets, and that'll cause them to loosen up and pop out. So having that secure is really important. So I would suggest basically running one of those pieces of rectangular tubing from rib to rib and securing it to the ribs as well as to the skins, because that will then tie in the AC into the structure, not just the skins. I mean, they extended the angles all the way to the ribs and they're tied in, so that's good. But like I said, I think the rectangular works a little bit better. And make sure you get 1.5 inch so it's spaced properly. So we're gonna button this up, and yeah, so it's exciting stuff. It's coming along, and hopefully within the next month and a half, we'll have this thing done and ready to go back down to Austin. Huge thank you to everyone who has joined our channel in the past week. Now I'm saying this at the end of January, so it'll probably be like next week that I post it. So basically, like in the past couple weeks, we've had immense growth on the channel. It's been really cool and surprising. Normally in a month we gain about 100 to 150 subscribers, and in the past 2 weeks we have gone up almost 500 subscribers and something like an increase of like 35,000 views month to month average, which is immense. We went to having 500 view days to now it's like 8,000 views in a day. I guess just that's the mystery of YouTube analytics and all of that, but it's pretty cool. So if you're new, welcome, and I hope you're enjoying it. We have this project and several more projects coming that are Airstream specific, and then we have some other truck projects, and I'm wanting to do a lot more cool stuff. I'm going to start adding some tool reviews in and some other features. A few weeks ago I did a feature on the Bullet Mustang, the new one that Ford built, as well as a throwback of a 1967 Mustang fastback, and we had those together. It was really cool, had a lot of fun doing it. There's gonna be more of that kind of stuff. I have a Ford GT that I'm gonna be shooting this week. It's gonna be really awesome, so expect that video. And just more cool stuff. So welcome, subscribe if you haven't already, and also check us out on Instagram and Facebook, and yeah, so fun stuff. So I hope you all have a good week, and we will see you next time.